What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Off the Couch Boxing. I'm your host, Reckless Rex Ruger. That, of course, is the Alexis Arguello puppet. We are back with another banger of an episode. Y'all know what we do here. The most amazing and real boxing conversations anywhere on planet Earth. Legends, luminaries, world champions, and fighters on the come up. All coming here to chop it up with your boy, Reckless Rex. And today is no different. We got ourselves another episode, great episode. We are on a roll. This is what we call in the podcast business a hot streak. The interviews are coming in fast, furious, and amazing. The best boxing content anywhere on planet Earth. I'll stack the Off the Couch Boxing playlist up against anybody, proving why we are the undisputed, undefeated heavyweight champion of boxing podcasts. And we're about to do another banger of an episode right now. My guest will be in here. Texting him right now. You know I won't be editing out none of this because your boy don't edit. That's not how I roll. Sorry. 52 years old. No time for editing. No time for slick tricks. Raw, real, unfiltered. That's how it goes down here on Off the Couch Boxing. But, you know, we're bringing back the art of conversation. Bringing it back from the dead. We're chopping it up all over the board with it. Never know where we're going to be. Never know what we're going to talk about. My guest will be in here. Just gave me the text message. 2 minutes. So you're going to have to listen to your boy ramble for 2 minutes. But there's good shit to ramble about. At the time of this recording, it is August 7th. We are just a month and some change away from Terrence Bud Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. This is, I guess, a super fight, for lack of a better term. Probably, as I said in another episode, the biggest fight in boxing, super fight, mega fight that we have seen since Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, or Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor, if you'd like to entertain that as a legit boxing match. I guess it was sanctioned and all, but I mean, really, I'm not so sure. But anyway, we got ourselves a super fight on the way. Bud Crawford, Canelo Alvarez. We hear the term all the time, 50-50 fight. This one really is, though. This one, you just can't see either one of these guys losing. These guys are guys that get their hand raised all the time. I mean, I've seen Canelo lose, but Bud we've never seen lose. So should be really interesting. And we got a lot of great matchups coming up, man. And we've got that Ring 4 card coming up November 22nd. That's full of bangers. So thank you to Turkey Al Sheikh, and thank you to Turkey Al Sheikh for doing away with pay-per-view. Yes, you must have a subscription to DAZN. You're not going to get your boxing completely free, but it is well worth it. Get tapped in, get your DAZN subscription, get your house in order, get your priorities straight. You got to have it nowadays. You gotta have boxing's got to have a home. And that seems to be it. It seems to have settled on DAZN. For years, people were speculating after HBO and Showtime were no longer in the boxing game. But now we literally have a home. And that's a good thing. And my guest is here, so we are going to get up into it and chop it up with him. I'm excited. You're excited. We're all excited. Calm down. Settle down, everybody. We're going to get down to it. And there he is. What's up, big guy?
Hey, man. How you doing?
I'm glad to have you on here, man. I appreciate you doing this, man. And thank you for being so patient, man. I work in healthcare, man, so it's so speculative. I never know when the hell I'm going to walk out of there, if I'm going to walk out of there on time. So I appreciate your patience, man, and bearing with me, man, because we did start a bit late, man, but thank you.
Okay, yeah.
And so what's going on with you? So I'm looking at your BoxRec right now. I'm seeing Ronnie Mayberry, okay? And I'm seeing for the nickname, the Mouth of the South. Where does this come from? Where does this come from? Makes me think of Jimmy Hart.
Yeah, I know, right? So when people type in the Mouth of the South, of course they find Jimmy Hart. I think he was a WWE guy. He was a manager in WWE. Yep. And I guess, well, obviously he had the name before me.
Yeah.
But in the boxing world, in modern time, I'm the Mouth of the South. So
hey, listen, man, I'm pretty sure that if he saw you and saw the size of you, he'd give you the nickname. He's not that big of a guy. He wasn't an actual in-ring competitor. He was a small guy, more like a manager or like a valet.
Like kind of like Paul Heyman.
Yeah, sort of like a Paul Heyman. Yeah. So and so what does Mayback mean?
Mayback is literally the only reason that I have the K is because it's copyrights and stuff like that from the
Gotcha.
from the Maybach Benz actually, but pretty much the same thing. It's a luxury. It's like the top notch
Yeah.
luxury. So same thing. It's just me in boxing. Same
So
thing.
I'm wondering, where do you consider yourself right now, man? It's always been debated in the day. You know what I mean? Where an athlete is in terms of their prime. You're 32 years old right now. Where do you feel like you are in terms of your prime? Because you don't have a lot of mileage under your belt. You don't have a ton of fights at 32 years old under your belt. Where do you feel like you are athletically in terms of your prime?
Well, the number one thing about this sport is you gotta be real,
Yeah.
right? So with me being 32 years old and not having that many fights under my belt, there are so many different levels to boxing.
Right.
You have the guys who just come in and just turn pro with no amateur fights. That's the lowest level.
Yeah.
Then you got guys who fought amateur a little bit in in and they were bad at amateur and then they turned pro. Then you
Right.
got guys who are actually good at amateur and and turned pro later on after they had like 20 fights or so. The- that's where I had started. So then you got people who've had like 150 amateur fights. You have people who have 200 fights.
Sure.
And then you got the top notch guys like guys who I feel, but my opinion is it really don't mean nothing. But what I feel is, guys who waited like a little bit too long to turn pro, like Lomachenko.
Yeah. 400, almost 400 amateur fights. Yeah.
400 fights, that's crazy,
Yeah.
But that's him, and it eventually worked out for him in the long haul. You know what I mean? So,
Do you think maybe he's a guy that maybe stayed amateur too long though? Because he didn't really have he certainly held in high regard for his skill set, but he did only finish his career 18-3.
right. Yes, and I do think that he stayed too long,
Yeah.
and he should have turned pro a lot sooner. But but he's still a world champion. He's probably the first guy to ever turn pro, and his first professional bout was a world champion bout.
Yeah. Yeah, that's rare. That's rare. Yeah, that's extremely rare. Now, for people that haven't seen what you do, currently you're 4-0. All 4 of the fights have been by knockout. So people would look at that on paper, obviously, and say, okay, this guy is a knockout artist. Is that a fair assessment of what you do, or are there other layers to your game that you would want people to know?
Well, first, everyone who boxes, they want to be known as a knockout artist, but I think I've outgrown that phase of I want to be known as a knockout artist.
Right.
Because you're not going to be able to knock out everyone.
Right.
Everyone is going to be able to be knocked out. I want to create a skill set, and that's what me and my coach have been working on. So whenever I spar someone, he always tells me, lay off the power because it's not about power.
Right.
It's not. It's all about skill. I want to see if you can outskill him. We know that if it gets rough, you can hit him hard or you can
Right.
stun him. Well, what about your skill set? What about your
Right.
footwork, your fundamentals, your punch count, your moving, all those things, your defense, all those things. You know what I mean?
Right. And so for you, at your current age and with the amount of fights you've had, what are your goals And what would you like to leave behind as a legacy in the sport? Like we see guys like, I always use Manny Pacquiao as an example. He captured belts in a lot of weight classes. Then we see a guy like Bud Crawford. He kind of hones in and likes to collect all the belts at the weight classes, go for undisputed. For you, what would your goals be? What would you like to accomplish?
My goal is literally whatever God has for me. I just have to put the work in.
Right.
I don't know, because here lately, my plan has always been this, but God always, he makes a way to where I get this.
Right.
So I have no idea where I land, but I know I land somewhere great.
And you currently compete at what weight class for people that don't know?
So I currently compete in heavyweight.
Okay.
But here in like the next year or so, I'm thinking about dropping down to cruiserweight or light heavyweight.
Okay. And so if I can backtrack a little bit, how early on did you get the boxing gloves on? When did it start for you?
Well, yeah, I didn't start boxing, so I was like 21 or 22 years old.
Okay, so a late start then. And what brought you to a boxing gym? What spurred this on?
So my friend kept on telling me to go and check out the boxing gym. I got long arms. I should try boxing.
Yeah, that's always nice. A friend that pushes you into a sport where you get punched in the face for a living.
That's what I said. I said, bro, I want to be no boxer, bro. People get knocked out, bro, and go viral. It's gonna go viral. It's gonna be everywhere, bro.
Yeah.
Then, bro, I was like, nah. But then I went and gave it a chance, and I said, man, if anybody hit me too hard or if I go down, then boxing isn't for me.
Yeah.
But I started doing it, and it started to be fun. I was sparring good, and when I asked my peers, I said, hey man, just give me the cold hearted truth. Do I be doing good, or do I suck, or do I need to leave this alone? Or and then people would always give me compliments and tell me to keep on pushing it. You know what I mean? That was.
And were you always athletic? You look like an athletic guy. Like, were you into other sports before boxing?
Yes, sir. I played college football, so that's what. Yeah.
And what are you, an offensive guy or a defensive guy?
Oh, I was a wide out.
Okay. So fast, speed then.
I ran good routes. I was never the fast guy, but oh man, I'm telling you, if I would have ran a 4.3, I'd probably be in the NFL right now. But I've never been the fast guy. I've always been the long distance running guy. I had also went to college at Mount Sac in Los Angeles, like right outside of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
On a track scholarship, and we ran like 8 to 10 miles a day.
And so would you have liked to, was that the original dream, end up in the NFL or playing pro football?
It was.
Yeah.
That was it. But life took a turn, and here I am now, fighting big old King Kong, guys.
And are there guys doing it in the sport right now that from a fan standpoint you enjoy watching? In the football league? No. Who are currently boxing right now? Who are some guys that you're a fan of that you enjoy watching fight? A guy that I like to watch, Joshua Edwards. Yeah? That's my. Do you know who he is? Wait a minute, to say his name again? Joshua Edwards. I've had so many people on the show. I always got to go back into the file in my head and think, because I've had so many young boxers on it, but that doesn't sound familiar to me though. So my coach name is Melvin Malone. And he trained Josh since he was 10 years old. Now Joshua Edwards is signed to Golden Boy. And Josh now is 4-0 with 4 knockouts, just like me. Okay. I really like to watch like guys like me and the younger guys come up and yeah, I do too. I enjoy having having you're a little dark, man. Can you put your light back on? Oh yeah. Okay. That way the fans can see you better. And so, you're currently competing at heavyweight. I know you expressed your plan to drop down, but are there any people fighting at heavyweight right now that you're a fan of?
Yeah. I like Usyk is just a
A monster.
monster. He's
I
just
know.
he's just. I don't think that.
He's not aging. He pulled the Benjamin Button on us. He's
Yeah,
aging backwards.
he's man. The guy, everyone in probably in the top 10, he's either beaten them once or twice already.
I
So it's kind of hard. We don't really see anyone dethroning him. I think he's about to fight Tyson Fury for a third time. I don't know why Tyson Fury will fight him a third time. I don't even know why that's an interesting fight to fight him a third
I
time.
know. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not interesting to me. I feel like he handled them pretty decently the first two times.
yeah. So I don't know I don't know who's gonna dethrone him. But I used to be a big fan of Deontay Wilder. Everyone says that he's washed or he's not good anymore, but that's not true. I mean, I think I think that the boxing fans could be very cruel. You know,
Very.
yeah,
Yeah.
because because a guy like they say that Earl Spence needs to retire, and I think that Earl Spence is like 30-1, and
Right.
and that's not fair because he lost to a very good Terrence Crawford, a
Oh
very
yeah.
good Crawford. Like Terrence Crawford is maybe like he has to be top 5 in the pound for pound. So he lost to a guy who's the best in the world.
No
And,
shame. Yeah.
and
No shame
right,
in that.
right, and everyone is telling him, nah, he needs to go ahead and pack it up. No, no, that's not true. Just because you lose just one fight, and they did the same thing to Jared Anderson too.
Yep.
Everybody turned their back on Jared and then say, I know Jared personally. I've met Jared. I've shook his hand. I've seen him in the gym a couple times. I know Jared, but but when he lost, everyone kind of, everyone does what boxing fans do. They
And it's
just,
not really fair because styles do make fights. Like Wilder was coasting along, man. Fury's just a guy that had his number. That's all. It
yeah,
happens. It
yeah,
happens.
yeah. I think, but honestly, I like, I like Deontay Wilder, but I don't think that him versus Usyk is really a good matchup. I think
No.
that Usyk, he has great fundamentals, and that's what really boxing is about. If you have the great fundamentals and even through the 8th round or the 10th round, you're fundamentally sound. That's how you win fights.
You're going to be all right. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And so, how active would you like to be in 2025? So, you fought once in February already. How
Mhm.
many more times, if you had your way, would you like to fight in this year? We're in August right now.
So I'm fighting 3 more times this year. Um,
Okay.
so my promoter is sending me a contract tomorrow, actually, for me to fight in on September 20th in Boston.
Okay.
And I'm signing another contract probably this week or next week to fight for a title, for the ABO title,
Awesome.
in down here in Houston, and that would be November 22nd.
And what's your preparation typically like? Like, do you like when you find out who your opponent is? Do you watch a lot of tape, or do you just leave it up to your team?
Yeah. So me and my coach, we go and watch him.
Okay.
We watch everything he does. We watch his his footwork, his how many punches does he throw around? Is he is he getting back on defense? If he's lazy,
Right.
if he's quick winded, and that's how we make a plan for him.
Have you given a lot of thought? I know I've had some young fighters on here who really have their career calculated out. Like they know what age they want to be done with the sport by. They know how many fights they'd like to have before they make their way, out of active competition. Have you thought about your career that much, or are you kind of just playing it by ear?
Yeah, nah, I have. So I guess when my age, when I know it's time,
Trust your
when I
body.
know, yeah,
Yeah.
when my body says, "Hey, it's time," you're gonna get hurt out there. You know.
Listen, yeah, listen, definitely. Yeah, you got to listen, right? I know you do. The body knows. The body knows, man. I mean, right? They always say Father Time is undefeated. You know, I mean, eventually we all just get there. You know, can't do it no more.
That's right. That's right. And it's best to listen.
You
I
feel like you feel like it's an advantage though that you started late though, man, because you can, because I think, man, and Usyk is a perfect example. He's pushing 40 years old, or guys like Better Biev. Some of these other guys are pushing 40 years old, and maybe physically their body isn't in its prime, but mentally they're dangerous men because they've learned a thing or two over that amount of time. Do you think maybe starting a little bit older? I mean, your body might have a little more wear and tear on it, but you're very sharp mentally.
right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's a pro, but also there's a pro and a con because if you start late like that, there's a lot of things that you miss. And
Right.
and, and if you're fighting a guy, let's say that you fought 50 fights, but a guy has fought 150, 200 fights. If he's fought that many fights, this is his first nature. This is not
Right.
his second nature. This
Right.
is
Right. Good point.
he's been doing this his whole life.
Yeah.
He knows. I don't know. I don't know. Well, actually, I was with so I went to the Shakur Stevenson fight, right?
Okay.
The one with who you just fight? Um
Zapata.
yes. So I was there and I was there with a guy named Marquise Taylor, right? He's from Houston. He's from Third Ward.
I love him.
Right. Okay, yeah, right. Okay, right. So I was sitting there with him. The first bout is about to start, right? And and then I looked at Marquise and then I asked him, I say, "Hey, bro, are you nervous right now? But you not fighting?" And then he say, "Yeah, bro, I am." And I don't know why. I say, cause you just nervous for him. It's like
Right.
I don't know. But I thought maybe, like a guy, that's had more fights or people who've had more
Right.
fights, the nervousness goes away.
Maybe he
But
doesn't feel
no,
that way. Right. Yeah.
yeah,
But he does.
yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, Marquise
yeah,
is the guy with a lot of experience, and he's still getting butterflies for another guy.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So that was when I knew that I guess it doesn't go away. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so do you think that you'd still be like to doing you think you'd still like to be doing this, like, let's say in your 40s?
40s, it depends. It depends on a lot of things.
Yeah. Yeah,
It,
you don't want to
it
be getting punched in the face. I mean, a lot of guys probably wouldn't want to be getting punched in the face at 40. But when you start later in life, though, and you don't have all that mileage under your belt,
right. I may not care. Or
yeah,
or I might feel like it's something missing in my life and I miss the competition
right.
and I miss the love of the sport. So then I'll come back and, you know,
Why do you
then
feel like when you get a late start, do you feel like you're playing catch up?
nah, I don't feel like I'm playing catch up. I just feel like I have to use every moment to make sure that I'm the best version of myself.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so, do you have any information on your upcoming opponents, or are they all, still to be announced?
And so my next opponent is a guy named Tracy Johnson.
Okay.
In the title bout is a guy named, well, he hasn't signed the contract yet. So
Oh,
I don't want to say his
no,
name.
yeah, don't then. Yeah, it's a business thing. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah.
And so when you fight for this title and you win, even a regional title, what would you like that to do for you? Do you feel like do you feel like eventually, man, is the goal to capture a world title, or do belts and titles not mean much to you?
Now the goal is definitely to capture a world title.
Yeah.
I think that defines who you are. That is the ultimate goal. I don't know no boxer who says, "Man, I ain't worried about no world title."
Right.
That's just a guy who just who's just no, I'm not ever gonna have a world title. Not
Right.
gonna not gonna even try, which is kind of sad. But yeah, but everyone wants to have a world title. Everyone wants to have a world title.
Right. And plus those are the fights that help you financially as well. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like those you get
yeah,
yourself into those big money fights, and like that's how you position yourself for a legacy, and a financial future, You kind of
right.
need both of those things. And so for people that haven't seen you fight, what would you say is Ronnie Mayberry's best attribute in the ring?
I would like to say my jab and the way I move,
Yeah.
and what, but what we're trying to get rid of, well, not get rid of it, use less,
Yeah.
is my power,
Okay.
right? So, so it's good to be able to use your power to win a fight,
Sure.
but when you get to fighting these tougher guys, these guys aren't gonna they're not gonna be faded by your power, especially off in the heavyweight division. I'm a
Right.
smaller I'm a smaller heavyweight. I'm fighting guys 100 pounds bigger than me, 80 pounds bigger than me, 50 pounds
Right.
bigger than me.
Right.
Right. So we're trying to focus on skill, moving, punch count, defense, footwork,
Right.
fundamentals. We're trying to make sure that those things are near perfect.
Where does the power come from? What do you attribute it to? Do you feel like it's taught, it's learned, it's inherited?
I would say out it's definitely not, because I don't think that, and I'm gonna say this, and I don't know if you're a religious guy, but, and this is no shade towards God,
Okay.
but I don't think that I was just blessed with like great speed or great power or a great right hand.
Right.
I think I think that all these I think my best attribute is God blessed me with unlimited ambition and a hunger to be great. And that's how I've got the attributes that I have now. And in the long haul, consistency in your hunger to be great, that mixture is unbeatable.
Right.
Because
That can be stronger than your physical skill set. Yeah.
exactly, because if God blesses a guy with the right hand, but the guy doesn't do nothing but sit on the couch all day, eventually the guy that's running every day, training every day, working every day, he's going to pass up the guy who has the God given talent.
Yeah, he's a dangerous guy. Yeah, for sure. Now, did you get in a lot of fights when you were a kid, man? Did you have a natural ability to throw hands? Do you feel like there was did any of it come natural to you?
Absolutely not.
No. No.
Absolutely not. Yeah. I was the kid that always wanted to be left alone. I just always wanted to be left alone. I didn't want to, and like when you look up like the biographies of a lot of boxers, that's usually how it goes. They,
A
they
lot
were
of them.
all they were
Yeah.
always the kid who wanted to be, even Mike Tyson. He was a kid that wanted to be left alone. He was just robbing and stealing. And the only reason he started fighting is because somebody ripped the pigeon's head off
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
threw it. And
He
that
was
was
in
the
a
only
rough he was in a rough neighborhood too. You know what I mean?
right,
Like he was. Yeah.
right. So when Mike started fighting, that's when he realized, man, I be whooping stuff. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And,
Yeah.
and yeah, and George Foreman was the same way because he was poor, so the kids made fun of his clothes and his jeans and his, and then that's when George was like, man, nah, I gotta start hitting y'all because now y'all
I
going
know.
too far.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so I have kind of the same backstory. I just really wanted to be left alone. I ain't never want to fight. I always thought that if I just sit there and I just don't mess with them back and they'll just leave me alone. But I found out then, I mean, life doesn't even work like that. You can be the
Right.
nicest guy in the world at your job, and people will come mess with you at work. You
They
know what I
will.
mean?
They will. That's true.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can attest
exactly.
to that. And now, as a young fighter, you are knocking out all these opponents right out of the gate in your career. Do you ever, as a young fighter, kind of getting your career, on the right track? Obviously, we see a lot of bad decisions still in boxing. It is a black cloud over the sport. Sometimes these judges turn in scorecards that have a scratch in our heads. They don't make any sense. It can really screw up a young fighter. It can affect you going forward, financially, getting big fights. Do you ever think about that? I know you haven't had to go to the cards yet, but is it something in the back of your mind?
I mean, yeah. But lucky for me, I've never needed a judge's scorecard ever in my professional career.
Right, but you did
But
say you don't want to rely on the power as much. If you pull back on the
right.
power a little bit, you risk going to the cards a little more. Is it something that you think about?
Yeah, but
I guess it's probably not healthy to think about it too much.
yeah, because you can only do your best. If it's some
Right,
janky stuff going on, and what's crazy is if it's some janky stuff going on, it's not gonna be on your box rec. It's not gonna
right,
say the judge the judge was from Boston. The
right,
judge was from wherever you're fighting from. It's
right,
not gonna say that. It's
right.
just gonna say an L by split decision. That's it. But you did all that you can do. So you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
but you got to admit it. It is still a bad part of the sport, though, man. We do still see some events with some really lousy cards, and I don't know what
Yeah.
the answer. I don't know what the answer is to fixing it, but it's unfortunate, man, because it does affect you going forward. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. I think Manny Pacquiao just won his fight and they did the same thing to him.
I agree. I agree. Yeah, I thought Manny won too. He looked good, man. Jesus, man, talk about turning back the clock, man. 46 years old. He looked incredible, man.
Yeah. And I think Floyd is done, but I would hope that that they didn't fight, but I think if they fought right now, I think that Manny will get him.
I tell you what, who looks like they might fight, man. Floyd might have a bigger problem with Roy. Seems like those two are going at
Oh
it.
yeah, oh yeah, 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 definitely,
Something's going on with those
definitely.
cats.
Yeah, oh yeah. I definitely think that if they keep going at it, yeah, they probably will fight. But but I think, but if they do fight, I got Floyd. I got
Yeah,
Floyd.
yeah. But I mean, Roy was a bad man back in the day, no
He
doubt about it,
was.
man. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's tough, man. I don't really want to see those guys fight because then they have to fight at a catch weight, man. Like Roy's just a naturally bigger guy. Someone's gonna have a big advantage, you know.
Yep. Yep.
Either Roy shrinks down and it makes himself too small, or Floyd has to come up too much. You know what I mean? Like it's just not. There's too much. There's too much of a size disparity between them. They should just squash it and leave it alone.
Right, and then
Not
too
worth it.
and if they fight at that catch weight like that, so basically, Roy being the bigger guy is, people think that would give him the advantage, and it
He's
kind
walking
of
around talking about a catch weight of 190. I can't see Floyd at 190. That's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. That's not You're telling the man that weighed 134 pounds,
Right.
40 pounds, that he has to gain like 50 pounds. That's not no. That's not no. But but if Roy was this big at 190, right? Um, and Floyd was like, let's say 150 or 155, it kind of still put Roy in a bad spot because Floyd's still going to be a guy throwing like 40, 50, 60 punches
Yeah.
around, and
Yeah.
Roy's not going to be able to touch him. Now, if
Yeah.
Roy touch him and he touch him up good, then there'll be some power that Floyd has never probably seen before.
Definitely. Definitely. And now, where do you see, since I got you on here, man, and we are going to see in a little over a month, Crawford and Canelo, how do you see that fight shaking out?
I think that fight fans,
Are going to get a good one, that's for sure.
yes, fight fans though, they're not. Hold on, I'm sorry, excuse me.
That's all
So
right.
fight fans aren't ready for that fight at
Yeah.
all. They're not because that fight is going to be a chess match. It's not going to be what they think it's going to be.
Right.
Like
I agree.
they think that it's going to be a brawl. they think it's gonna be like a brawl. It's gonna be like a hood, it's gonna be like a Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder type thing. But it's not. It's gonna be a chess match. It's gonna be very, very strategic, and whoever executes the best will win. But I will say that Crawford is at a disadvantage because he had to come up and he's carrying all this weight around.
Right.
Yeah. So
we'll see how he performs with it. Carrying it and performing with it are two different things. His body looks good. He looks like he's walking around with the weight really good, but being able to do what he does in the ring with that extra weight, we got to see if he can do that.
Exactly. And that's exactly what it's about. How are you moving with this weight? How are you punching with this weight?
Right. Now, remind people again before I let you out of here, man, like your next couple of fights are scheduled for when?
September 20th and November 22nd.
Okay. And if people want to tap in and follow what you're doing, man, where's the best way? I know everyone's on social media somewhere nowadays.
Yeah, you can follow me at Mayback Mayberry with a K.
Yep.
On Instagram, and RJ Mayback Mayberry on Facebook.
All right, man. Listen, man, I appreciate you doing this, and I appreciate you staying on top of me, and I appreciate you being patient, man, because I was a half an hour late, which I never usually do, man, but I appreciate you staying on top of me. I was actually glad you were enthusiastic to do it, man. I get so many people canceling, rescheduling. It was nice to get a message where someone said, hey, I'm down. Let's go. We doing this interview or what, man? So, yeah, it means a lot you coming on here, man. I appreciate it. Fun talking to you, man, and I'm glad we're in touch now. As your career keeps going on, man, I'd love to have you back on for sure.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Appreciate you, man. Good talking to you, my friend.
Yes, sir.
All right. Later, man.
Yes, sir.
There he goes, folks. Ronnie Mayberry, Mouth of the South. I love that, man. We took it back to the WWF days. Jimmy Hart. That is Ronnie Mayback Mayberry. Currently competing at heavyweight. Sounds like that might change. 4-0 right out of the gate. All four of them by way of knockout. That's the way to get it done. Even though he's saying the team wants him to pull back the power a little bit. It's working. It's working for him. That's not a bad day at the office. At least you don't got to go to the scorecards. And I'm critical about that. So thank you to Ronnie Mayberry. Appreciate that. I was a little bit tardy getting into the chat room here, man, or, linking up with him here on the platform. So kudos to him for waiting on me. I was the late one. So really appreciate that. That means a lot, man. Again, another victory during the summer of Hagler. It goes on. It's August 7th. As we talked about, we're a month and some change away from Canelo and Crawford, man. Life is good. Boxing is good. It's all good. So now I'll go into pimp mode and let you all know the details, the specs about the podcast. You got a podcast, you got to pimp it. You just have to. And my pimp hand feels strong right now. So here we go. Make sure to follow Off the Couch Boxing on Facebook. The Facebook page is Off the Couch Boxing and Pod Scum, both of my podcasts. One Facebook page, too lazy to carry two Facebook pages. So I double up, put them both on the same Facebook page. You'll get updates on new episodes, when they're dropping, who will be on them, and any other big boxing news. If it's popping off in the fight game, your boy Reckless Rexx has you covered. I will put up any big news that's going on in the fight game. And, of course, if you're here right now on the channel, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to hit that notification bell to stay tapped in to the most amazing and real boxing conversations anywhere on planet Earth. We get busy with legends, luminaries, world champions, and fighters on the come up, coming here to chop it up with your boy Reckless Rexx, all over the board with it. We talk about this, we talk about that. We never know where we're going, but we're going someplace good. We're ending someplace good. Always bringing back conversation the way it should be, man. So again, big thank you to Ronnie Mayback Mayberry. Appreciate him coming on here doing the podcast. This is why what we do makes us the undisputed, undefeated heavyweight champion of boxing podcast. Go check the stats. Go check the playlist. Look at the past episodes. I always say there's something there for everybody. I'll stack up my playlist against any other boxing content out there. And that's just a fact. So that's why we're the champions. And good news, you too can be a champion at home, watching right now. All you got to do is continue to stay tapped into this podcast. Stay tapped into Off the Couch Boxing and continue to roll with the champs. Peace.